So we're going to work 2 darce attacks from the front headlock position. The grip that we're using for our front headlock can either be like, say, like a wrist to wrist, or even like, say, palm to your hand. A really good one is like a butterfly grip. It doesn't really matter which one you have, it's all going to be preference. So you can see underneath, this is kind of like palm to palm. I can also go wrist to wrist, depending on how wide your training partner's shoulders are and I suppose the length of your arms. But what we do is when we switch from the front headlock to set up the darce, I step to the right, and then what I'm going to do is I basically, like I'm punching an uppercut with my right hand. My right hand goes through, palm facing away, and then I get my palm to palm grip here. Wedge the elbows in, and then obviously we can do our standard vice grips, or I can upgrade this by gripping the elbow, pulling his elbow towards me, and then we can break him down and start going into our darce finishes. I have a front headlock here. I'm going to circle off to my right side. Once I go to my right side, I switch from the front headlock grip to a vice grips. What I want to do now is I punch my hand down towards my training partner's elbow. I'm trying to grab my tricep with the choking hand, and then I grip the elbow with my second hand. So I pull the elbow in towards me, and then I'm going to tip Darren down onto his right shoulder. Once this happens, you can see that my left hand is kind of trapped. So I take my knees off the floor and I start to circle towards his stomach and his hips. This allows me to free my left hand. I then hide my right shoulder and then bring my head down towards his hip, so I can bring this right hand through even tighter. I grab my tricep, slide my hand up towards my training partner's shoulder blade. I step in with my left leg first, step over with my right leg, and then I look then to put my chest and my head down towards the floor, and then I bring my right elbow up towards the sky to get the tap. So we'll do that one more time. So we have our front headlock grip, take my knees off the mat, I circle to my right side, and then I switch to a vice grips. Once I get my vice grips, I pinch my elbows nice and tight. I punch my non-choking hand down towards my training partner's elbow, and I'm trying to grab my tricep with my choking hand. I pull the elbow towards my training partner's head, or towards me, put my training partner onto his right shoulder. I take my knees off the mat and I start to circle towards his chest. I then hide my right shoulder and bring my ear down towards his hips, so I can bring this right hand through nice and deep. Once this happens, then I bring my head back to his shoulder, and then we can bring our hand up towards our training partner's shoulder blade. Knees off the mat. Big detail here is I step my left leg towards his hip, step my right leg over, head and chest goes down towards the floor, and then I bring my right elbow up towards the ceiling to get the tap. We're in our front headlock again, same setup as the last one. So I step to my right to cut an angle. I'm going to punch my right hand through. I tried to grip my training partner's elbow, but this time I'm not able to bring his elbow in towards his chest, so maybe he flares his elbow out, and I just find it very hard. So instead of us breaking him down towards the mat, I step my left foot out in front, so you see my left leg is either like in line with his spine and his head, or I can even step past it. So once this happens, I'm going to slide to my right hip here, and then I bring my training partner on top of me. This is a really good position because if you look at my left hand, it's very hard now for Darren to hand fight. So if Darren tries to grab my hands, it's very hard. So I'm going to retract my elbow, punch my right hand through. I bring my hand onto my training partner's shoulder, and I'm going to look to walk towards my training partner's hips. If I can catch his leg or catch his hip, this is going to be even better. It's going to be the exact same finish. So I bring my right elbow up towards the sky, and then I slide my hand up towards my chin to get the tap. So again, we have our front headlock. We switch off to set up our darce, so we use the vice grips, punch the hand down. I'm trying to grip the elbow, trying to bring the elbow in towards me. It's not working, so you can see he's starting to flare his elbow. So we take a step, and then I just, like I'm doing like a wrestling sit out. So I sit to my right hip here, and then at the same time, I punch my right hand up to the sky, and I bring my training partner on top of me. We walk towards our training partner. We look to find that hip or find the leg, and then we can get our finish from here. So just a detail on the sit through. When I switch off, if I don't step past that center line, so if I step step, say maybe to the near side of the center line, and I slip. You can see this allows my training partner to free his arm or come up on top. So it's really important when I sit through, I make sure I bring him on top of me. So again, step, and then I'm going to slide my right foot past my left foot here, and then I bring my training partner on top of me. I wiggle my right hand through, so the choking hand goes through. We lock up our darts, bring the hand up towards the shoulder. I keep walking my hips towards my training partner's hips, catch the leg, catch the hip, and then we bring our right elbow up towards the sky to get the finish.